Okay, let's get started.
We hear the wilderness and it hears us.
Hey horror freaks, welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda. If this is the first time here, don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you can get a notification every single time that I post a video, and I post every single week. So you can see from the title, today's video is going to be my full review with spoilers of Yellowjackets season 2 that came to an end last Friday, May 26th. Now, as always, all my reviews are with spoilers. If you don't want them just to see if this was worth it or not, on the description box down below they're going to find my spoiler free review, because I like to give you guys the two options. So giving all that disclaimer, let's get into the video. In case you don't know, Yellowjackets is a thriller drama series that is from Showtime. It premiered on November of 2021 all the way to 2022, and then we have the second season now on March of 2023 all the way to May 26th of 2023. It has been renewed for a third season. It has been since December of 2022, but the third season is actually stopped in pre-production since they only had 1 day for start writing, but they had to stop because of the writers' strike that is happening right now, meaning that we don't have a specific date or time when this third season will be coming, and if we're going to be having a fourth, a fifth, or more seasons. The general plot of the series is that it follows a soccer girls team that had a plane crash back in 1996. They were flying from New Jersey to Seattle for a tournament, but when they were flying over Canada, the plane crashes and they stay on the wilderness for 19 months. The series, what is going to be showing us is all those 19 months that they spent on the wilderness, and they had to turn into cannibalism in order to survive. But at the same time, we're going to be seeing them on the present, that is 25 years later, on 2021. And that's the whole plot of the series. Season is going to be picking up where season 1 ended. We are like a few days after Jackie died. Shauna is trying to cope with the fact that she's kind of guilty that her best friend died. But since they are in the middle of the winter and they cannot bury Jackie, and the girls are done with Shauna talking with the corpse, they decide that they're going to burn it. But since they are on the middle of the winter and hunting and trying to find food turn an impossible task, they end up eating Jackie. This is the first time that we are seeing the girls turning into fully cannibalism in the series. That scene plays, it's a mix between the girls eating like normal and they are having a good time, and aggressively eating the body because they are starving. After that, they never really focus on the aftermath of them eating Jackie, only that they are more willing to do it again. They all came to the same resolution, that it's that they will do it again if they have to. They don't want to. They try to get a deer that it's on the frozen lake, but they are unsuccessful, meaning that they don't have that many resources. So this is not the first time that we're going to be seeing this in the season. Another highlight and important part of the season is that Shauna gives birth. This is in the middle, almost to the end of the season. It's a very traumatic experience. I think that the actress, she did a fantastic job in that part. She gives birth, but in the state that she is, she's starving. She passes out and she has an hallucination that she gives birth, but she's unable to breastfeed the baby. And the girls end up eating the baby. But what really happens is that she gives birth and she passes out, but by the time that she wakes up, the baby is dead because it was born dead. They never ate the baby. That never happened, but she had the hallucination that they did. It was a very sad scene. Being completely honest, it was hella sad. But the girls, they did a fantastic job as an actresses. The other biggest highlight, at least on the timeline of the 90s, is that since they decide that they're going to be eating one of them once again, they decide to play a game where each one of them will take a card, and one card is marked with blood. The one that takes out that card is the one that will get killed. The first one to get out the card is Natalie, and at the last moment when Shauna is supposed to kill her, Travis has like a wake-up call, and he pushes Shauna and gives Natalie some time to run. But the girls, they are decided that they're going to eat their friend, so they all go running behind her, and she ends up on the lake. But Javi is the one that ends up being dead, since he falls into the lake and he frozen to death, and they eat Javi's corpse, including his brother. He ate his heart, actually. You'd be thinking about what happened with Natalie. Well, it wasn't her fault that Javi died, but she kind of blames herself. But according to Van, Lottie, and everyone else, the wilderness chose, because they all came in this season to another conclusion, and is that something is outside, and that Lottie's connection with the wilderness is a strong one, and they are supposed to be listened to her. And they are all on the same boat of believing in the wilderness, and they believe that the wilderness is the one that is choosing for them what is happening and giving them the resources. And in this case, they believe that the wilderness chose to kill Javi and give it to the girls as food. Coach Ben, he's not agreeing on that part. He believes that all the girls have gone crazy, and he doesn't eat his brother. He decides to do something else instead that I hate him for it. But before I say that, because that's basically the ending of the season, when we go to the adult timeline, we have the girls trying to cope with the fact that the wilderness is back. Is indeed back. We see Lottie, she has a wellness camp in the middle of the mountains. Shauna still dealing with the police and the fact that she dragged Jeff and Callie into the investigation. Thaisa and her wife, they are in good terms. She sees Van once again, that has been diagnosed with cancer. We have Misty, that woman is insane. She's trying to do her investigation on the side. Natalie almost commits suicide, but she's stopped at the last minute by the wellness caretakers of Lottie, and she's taken to Lottie's camp. And by the end of the season, they are all on the wellness camp. They decide to play the game because they believe that that's the only solution to her situations, because they all believe that the wilderness is doing it. They play the game. Shauna is the one that takes out the card, but she's like, no, I am not doing this. In fact, I am not doing this. She starts running. The girls, they go behind her because they are going to do it. But on the last minute and by accident, Misty kills Natalie. I cry so much on this scene because Natalie became one of my favorite characters from season 1 all the way from season 2. That broke me and that hurts. Showtime, I will never forgive you for doing this. And Natalie dies. Lottie is being taken to a mental institution once again, and it's very sad. And that's how it ends for the adults, with Natalie's death and Lottie being taken away once again. And on the girls, on the 90s, Coach Ben sets the cabin on fire with all of them inside. They are all able to get out, no one dies, but the last shot of the season is all the girls looking at the cabin being on fire. I think that the challenge for season 3 is going to be even worse. And that's how the season ends. Now going straight into my opinion, my review, things that I like it, things I didn't like. The first thing is the acting. Both cast, the teens versions and the adults version, they are giving it all. The adult cast, they can be considered an ensemble cast since they are actresses that we have seen before. I mean, we have Christina Ricci, and these girls, of course, they know what they're doing. They are very talented women, and of course, they are giving it all. They did a fantastic job the whole season, but the girls, they aren't that far behind, and I feel that they deserve the same recognition, especially the girl that plays Misty. Her name is Samantha. That girl, she's so good at playing Misty, because Misty is such a complex character in the sense of her personality, but her intentions, since she wants to play being a good person, but at the same time her intentions and actions are proving otherwise. And I think that both Christina and Samantha are both doing a great job with playing the character on both timelines. Same goes with the actresses that are playing the teen versions of Shauna and Natalie. They are both doing such a good job. When we have Shauna giving birth as a teen, it gave me chills. That girl, she is very talented. Love her. Natalie, the reason why I love Natalie so much is because of the actress. She has done such a good job. I really like her character, the way that she portrays it. It hurts me that I'm going to be seeing her and then be reminded that she is dead on the adult timeline. She is actually selected as the first antler queen. This is by Lottie's idea. She says that the wilderness has chosen Natalie as the first antler queen, but according to Christina Ricci, she said on an interview that she's the first, meaning that we're going to be having more than one antler queen on the upcoming seasons. And I have a theory about that, but I want to end first my review, and then at the end I will be giving you guys my theories, because I have some theories about the upcoming seasons. The second thing that I like is the writing. There's many people that have complained about it, and I do understand them, but it's not my biggest issue. Really like how the series has been written. I like the fact that it's very easy to understand. Sometimes series and films, when they go back and forth on timelines between past and the present, they can turn confusing into what is happening, what happened before, what is happening after, the chronological order of the events. In the case of Yellowjackets, I have seen that it's very easy to understand the general plot, but also the events and everything that is happening both on the past and on the present. It's very easy to get to understand and follow. At least for me, it has been very easy to follow everything that has happened on both timelines. But the biggest issue, at least for some people, and like I said, I do understand and I kind of agree, is the fact that the traumas that the girls are experiencing on the past timeline, they're being touched on a surface level. These girls are eating friends. They're not just eating strangers, they are eating members of their team. They know each other, and they're willing to choose who they will eat next in order to survive. After they eat Jackie, we don't really have any more about it, and I think that that's a very traumatic experience. You just ate your team captain. It wasn't just a random girl. And I believe that those girls, they are dealing with so much trauma that, of course, we're seeing that when they are adults, since they are dealing with so much stuff. And to a certain extent, I think that they could go a little bit more deeper into the experiences, into what they're feeling, since to a certain point, it feels when you are dealing with something and you say, I do not want to talk about it, that's how it feels. For example, Shauna, she has never talked about what happened. She has her journals, but she refuses to talk about it. And it kind of feels that is happening with the girls into the past timeline. And I do understand that they maybe do not want to talk about it with the rest, but maybe they can do a scene of one of them alone and having a response to the trauma, maybe crying, screaming, falling into depression. I think that they can go a little bit deeper. That will be my only complaint, and not really complaint, but it's not even an issue, but that will be the only negative thing I could be saying about the whole thing, because for the rest, I think that they're doing a pretty good job. The third thing is the soundtracks. I don't know who is in charge of picking up the songs for each episode, but I have talent for that, because to give an example, on the opening of the last episode, they have Zombies by Cranberries. I love the song, and it fits so well the scene. it adds to the atmosphere, it adds to the moments, to the feelings. I can feel those things throughout the screen. I think that they're doing a fantastic job at the final scene. We also have another song. I do not remember the song right now, but it fits perfectly because it adds to the feelings. It has substance. It has feelings. It's not just there. It's not a song that is being putting on the background just for the sake of filling space. Like it's there and it makes sense and it works. And I love the selections. They are very good at the selection. For example, there's also Something in the Way of Nirvana at some point that the girls, they are on the cabin and they are starving to death, and I think that plays perfectly with the scene. So the soundtrack, it's very, very, very good. To conclude on the things that I want to praise is of the cast is that they are able to make the transitions of the teens and adults versions very smoothly. I will explain myself. It's not hard to recognize who is who, not only by the physical appearance, but also the personalities and emotions and what they are dealing with. Because it's very easy for you to have an adult cast and a teen cast, but they can feel disconnected. They don't feel the same person. To give an example will be that Christina Ricci will be playing a very crazy Misty, but then when we see her as a younger version, she's not like that, which is not the case. But that's precisely the point. They are equally the same. And I believe that it's not just the writing, but it's the talent of the actresses. They are both able to bring the character on the same level. For me, it's almost as a teamwork. Because it's not just the way that the characters are being written and the scripts, but it's also the way that the girls and this woman are giving these performances. I think that they are doing a fantastic job. I don't know who is the person behind the cast and who made the selections, but damn, you should get a raise because it was a fantastic cast. We have both talented women. They are doing a fantastic job. Seriously, they are honestly one of the best older and younger casts I have seen. Because this is a very important part when you're doing this type of stories. They need to be equally good. You cannot have a good one and a bad one. Because this is what is going to happen. We're not going to have a balance. Here, they are perfectly balanced. So well done. Such a good job. So for me, my only complaint will be that I would like to go a little bit deeper into how the girls are dealing with the trauma and stuff. But for the rest, I enjoy the season. I am dying to see what is going to happen next. The first season, it's very, very good. But this one, I don't know if it's better, but definitely can be close. But for me, this one would be a 4.5 out of 5 and a 9 out of 10. It's not perfect. It can have some flaws that, in my opinion, will be like just the part of the writing. But for the rest, this is a hell of a good show. Into the theories, I actually have them right here in my phone since I didn't want to miss any of them, so I will be reading. My first one is about the ritual and the game of the card. I am assuming that we're going to be seeing it again. This is not the last time, but what I want to know is that is really the card choosing, or is the wilderness that is actually making the choice? Because we have seen it twice. Both times someone take out the card, both times the wilderness chose another person to be the sacrifice. So I really want to know to what extent does the wilderness has that power over the ritual. And another thing is that I am assuming that we're going to be seeing it again. How many did actually survive? Because when I saw the first season, since Van and Lottie aren't shown as adults, I thought that the only survivors were Shauna, Natalie, Thaisa, and Misty. And Travis that kills himself at the first few episodes. But for the rest, I thought that they were all dead. But of course, now we have Van and Lottie. That leads me to believe maybe others did survive, but we are never going to be seeing them as adults, or maybe on an upcoming season. Or they are in fact the only survivors, and we're going to be seeing how they're going to be haunted one by one and get killed. and eaten by the rest. That's at least what I am sensing that it will happen, and it's my theory that they are indeed the ultimate survivors. It's about Natalie. Now, Natalie is the first antler queen, but like I said, Christina Ricci stated on an interview that Natalie is the first one. So if Natalie is the first antler queen and now the wilderness chose to take her as a sacrifice, that means that the next antler queen is the next one in line, kind of final destination in order, since until that moment we don't know who will be the next antler queen. That means that on the present timeline of them as adults, eventually the wilderness will come back and will take the antler queen once again. I don't know if I am stretching things too much, but that's what I am sensing. The question that I made myself, that I have it right here, is why the wilderness chose Natalie now. This also brings me to another thought, and is, did Natalie was really chosen by the wilderness, or did she did this and she put herself, knowing that she will be killed as an accident, as a way to redeem herself for letting Javi die on the wilderness? That's a question that I have, is, was she really chosen? And if she was, is the whole antler queen theory, or if was her decision? I hope that we get that answer. Continuing with the whole Natalie stuff, I have a quote here by Lottie that is the last thing that she says before she's taken it away, and is that we gave it what it wanted. It is pleased with us, you will see. Now, like I said, Van has been diagnosed with cancer. Something that many people have stated is that maybe that the wilderness chose and has a sacrifice, she will get cured. And my theory is that the wilderness will do this again. It's going to put the girls in positions that they're going to be forced to play once again and give the wilderness another victim. But this brings me to my biggest question of the whole series. How did they actually get rescued? Because the wilderness has proven more than once that they don't want it to be rescued. The wilderness wants them there. So that brings me to what is going to happen that is going to make the girls being able to get rescued. I don't really think that the wilderness is going to friendly say, hey, it's time for you girls to leave. But what is going to happen? What the girls are going to be doing or willing to do in order to get out of the wilderness after 19 months. That's my biggest question that I've been having ever since I first started watching the series and I understood the whole issue with the wilderness. This is more of a question rather than a theory, but I have it right here. I have it in my notes. It's what will happen with Lottie now that she will return to a mental institution. What I wrote at the moment was that I didn't feel that she is going to survive until the last season. I feel that her connection with the wilderness and also her visions are so strong, and her gift, that she probably will be willing to sacrifice and give herself as a way to end it once and for all, because they are fighting into something, but they don't really understand what it is. They only know that it will take something from time to time. They can't live like that forever, because then what is going to happen? They will all die eventually. That brings me to my last theory, and it's about Callie, that is Shauna's daughter. Since Shauna is the one that gets out the card, she's about to get killed by the girls first, but Callie appears. She's able to get into the wellness center, and she is with a gun in her hand. She is protecting her mother, and Lottie says to Shauna that she is powerful, that she sees it in Callie's eyes. Which brings me to the theory, how the hell Shauna brought up with her the connection with the wilderness, and does this means that the others too, and whatever is related to them, will bring the force of the wilderness into them in the case of kids? I am very curious to see how the hell they will be answering the fact that Lottie said to Callie that she saw that she was powerful. I don't think that was a coincidence or something that she says because she wants to say it. I definitely believe that has a hidden meaning, and I am dying to find out. And with that, we have basically ended this video, this review. Like I said, for me, this series was hella good. This is a must watch. I am dying to see what will happen next. When it comes to the third season, like I said, we have no idea when will be coming. Maybe 2025. at this point, since probably they are behind by a lot, since they can't be working because of the strike and we don't know how much that is going to last. That's why so many shows are going to be pushed back to almost 2025. So I do believe that Yellowjackets will be one of them. But we're gonna have to wait to find out what the hell is going to happen, how long this series is going to be. What I do believe is that they can make this series that long. You can't stretch this story that long, or if not, you're going to hurt the story and the quality of it. But only time will tell. But for the rest, thank you so much for watching. Let me know below if you saw this season, what do you thought about it? Who is your favorite character? For me are definitely Shauna, Natalie. Girl, I'm going to miss you forever, but we'll still have the younger version. And also, although she's crazy, I really like Misty, mostly because of Christina Ricci. Her performance is amazing. But well, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.
We hear the wilderness and it hears us.